After a long 9-year silence in the video game world, the return of the acclaimed Mafia franchise with Mafia: The Old Country is not just a new release, but a significant event. The game, developed by Hangar 13 and published by 2K, presents itself not merely as a new game, but as a pivotal return to the series' foundational principles.
I'll notice we're gone. Come on.
This title is the fourth main entry in the Mafia series, released on August 8, 2025, for PlayStation 5, Windows, and Xbox Series X and S. The game's core identity lies in a key strategic shift, a conscious and explicit decision to move away from the sprawling open-world model of Mafia 3, which received mixed feedback. There was widespread criticism that Mafia 3's open world was too large and filled with repetitive activities, failing to align with the focused, cinematic storytelling that is at the heart of the Mafia franchise. In contrast, Mafia: The Old Country returns to the linear, story-driven roots of Mafia and Mafia 2.
My name is Vito Scaletta. I was born in Sicily in 1925.
Hangar 13 studio head, Nick Baines, has explicitly endorsed this approach, describing the game as a focused, linear experience. This shift is seen as a direct response to the demands of longtime fans, as well as a smart business strategy to deliver a highly polished narrative experience in a market filled with bulky, time-consuming titles, which some critics have referred to as bloated crap. Mafia: The Old Country was developed using the advanced Unreal Engine 5, which allows it to deliver stunning visuals and next-gen features. Additionally, to ensure authenticity and historical accuracy, Hangar 13 partnered with the Italian studio Stormin Games.
Come on. First, let me see your swing. Try to land a hit on me. Now! Let's see what you've got. Avanti! Good! Again!
The most notable difference between Mafia: The Old Country and its earlier titles lies in the game's setting. By placing players in early 20th century Sicily, the game crafts a distinct atmosphere where classic mob drama merges with a gritty tone of a Western. This backdrop, described as timeless yet fresh, offers a visually rich and emotionally engaging stage for the unfolding crime narrative. The world design intentionally breaks away from typical open-world conventions. According to game director Alex Cox, the environment serves more as a detailed stage for storytelling than as the main attraction. Unlike traditional open-world games filled with markers, towers, and side distractions, this world emphasizes immersion without overwhelming the player. It strikes a balance between linear storytelling and open exploration, allowing freedom of movement while keeping the narrative at the core. One of the game's standout features is its dedication to historical accuracy. From vintage cars and horseback travel to authentic architecture and Sicilian landscapes, the early 1900s are recreated with remarkable detail. Longtime fans will also notice a clever nod to the series' legacy. The fictional town of San Celeste, central to this new game, appeared briefly in the opening chapter of Mafia 2. This subtle reference highlights the developer's commitment to continuity and respect for the franchise's roots. Historical authenticity isn't just for show, it shapes gameplay mechanics as well. By exploring the Mafia's origin as a secretive society, the game naturally adopts combat systems fitting for that era. Without access to modern weaponry, combat becomes more strategic and intimate. Guns of the time are unreliable, making tactics and resourcefulness essential. As a result, knife fights take center stage, reflecting the close quarters, personal nature of conflict in that historical period. At the heart of Mafia: The Old Country's narrative is the story of its protagonist, Enzo Favara. Enzo is a young man who escaped a brutal childhood as a forced laborer in sulfur mines. This painful past fuels his ambition to find a better life and become a man of honor in the Teresi crime family. His journey from an innocent kid to a fully vetted member of the family forms the core of the story and the emotional weight of the game. Some critics have called the game's story predictable and devoid of any surprise, and have criticized it for following standard beats. However, This approach can be seen as a deliberate artistic choice. The developers have explicitly stated their intention to create an experience like a classic mob movie. This predictability actually allows the game to focus on character development, emotional weight, and the subtle relationships within the Teresi family, rather than complex plot twists. This focus allows the narrative to be deep and rich, even while following familiar formulas. The game offers a cast of memorable supporting characters who shape Enzo's path. Luca, Don Teresi's trusted right-hand man, acts as a patient and logical guide for Enzo, while Cesare, another family member, is a reckless and violent character who pushes Enzo toward more dangerous paths. The powerful presence of Don Teresi and the influence of his daughter, Isabella, on Enzo also create key moments in the story. All these characters are brought to life by strong voice acting.
What about Messina and his gang?
They won't be a problem anymore.
I trust you will handle matters from here, Bernardo. Come, let's go inside.
The game's story rhythm follows a slow start that some players might find to be slow-paced. However, this pacing is deliberate and allows the early chapters to properly build Enzo's character and lay the foundation for the game's world before the real mob story begins. This approach helps to build a solid narrative. The game's length, estimated at around 8 to 10 hours, has also been praised by many critics as a leaner and more focused experience. Combat in Mafia: The Old Country revolves around a sense of brutality and tactical weight. The shooting mechanics utilize a cover-based system similar to modern third-person action games, but the period-appropriate firearms are less forgiving, requiring more precision in aiming and ammunition management. This feature gives players a greater sense of vulnerability and realism. However, the centerpiece of the game's combat is the cinematic and intense knife duels. These duels involve slashing, stabbing, dodging, blocking, and parrying, giving key confrontations a sense of appropriate importance and violence.
He's going to kill me! God, no!
Mafia: The Old Country is a visual triumph. The use of Unreal Engine 5 has allowed the developers to create stunning visuals, including beautiful lighting and highly detailed environments. These visuals, from the sun-drenched rural landscapes to the detailed character models, greatly contribute to the game's cinematic and immersive atmosphere. In terms of technical performance, the game offers various options on console platforms. On PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, players can choose between quality and performance modes. Performance mode is designed to achieve an average frame rate of 60 FPS. Furthermore, the game is officially optimized for PlayStation 5 Pro, taking advantage of its additional features, including higher dynamic resolution in both modes, variable refresh rate support, and 120Hz displays. A significant technical aspect of the game was the release of a Day Zero patch at launch. This patch included numerous improvements to technical performance, especially for the PlayStation 5 Pro, as well as new features that applied to all platforms. For example, on the PC version, players can choose the frame rate for cutscenes between 30, 60, and unlimited FPS. Additionally, a contextual HUD option was added, which hides HUD elements by default to create a more cinematic experience. These measures indicate that the development team listened to player community feedback and made an effort to address potential concerns before release. In the audio department, the game performs very strongly. The voice acting in the game has been praised, especially the actor for Don Teresi, who creates an impactful and intimidating presence with his quiet intensity. Regarding dubbing, there was conflicting information initially, but it was confirmed that the game has full dubbing in various languages, including English, German, Spanish, and Czech. Most importantly, the game also features a full dub with a Sicilian dialect, a significant and positive feature that greatly enhances the authenticity and immersion of the game's setting.
To become a man of honor, repeat these words.
Ultimately, Mafia: The Old Country succeeds in its primary goal. The game delivers a linear, story-driven experience with stunning atmosphere and high historical authenticity that is highly consistent with the franchise's original roots. Despite some weaknesses, such as a predictable story and simple gameplay mechanics, the game provides a worthwhile and focused experience, acting as a playable classic crime film. The reception to the game, though varied, was generally positive, especially among fans who are looking for a return to the series' roots. The game can be seen as a major experiment by Hangar 13, proving that a focused, character-driven story can still succeed in a market dominated by open-world games. Nick, the head of Hangar 13, introduces the game as a new benchmark for the series in terms of narrative and cinematic presentation. However, players looking for complex mechanics or open-world content might find this game too traditional. But by doing so, they would miss the opportunity to experience a quietly special and focused adventure.